This chicken dish is known as cacciatore in Italy. Basically, it means hunter's chicken. It's delicious, has good macros, and is super easy to make. First thing first, into a bowl add 900 grams of skinless boneless chicken thighs. Chicken thighs aren't much worse in terms of calories compared to breasts if you remove the skin. Most of the fat is stored in the skin, and by removing it, you can save up to 50% of the calories. If you cannot find skinless thighs, ask your butcher to remove it. Most can do it in about 5 seconds. Now add 10 grams of oil, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of paprika, freshly ground black pepper, and a strong pinch of salt. Then use the tongs to mix until all the chicken is evenly coated with seasoning, and then set the bowl aside. Next are the vegetables. First dice 2 yellow onions, they weigh about 150 grams, and then 2 bell peppers. The color here doesn't really matter, just remove the core, cut them into planks, and then into smaller bite-sized pieces. 2 bell peppers should weigh around 300 grams in total. Next, take 300 grams of mushrooms. I like to clean them with a wet paper towel, scrubbing the outside for a few seconds. Halve them and again cut them into bite-sized pieces, and don't worry if it seems like way too many mushrooms, they will shrink by about 50% once they're cooked. Then prepare 1000 grams of potatoes. You don't need to peel them, just wash them under cold water in your sink, then cut them into pieces similar in size to the mushrooms or the bell peppers. Not too thick here as they will take forever to cook. The size for our thumb is about right. Now we will need a big pan here. This one has 28 cm or 11 inches, or a big pot with at least 24 cm or 9.5 inches. Heat it to medium high and start with the chicken thighs. Fry them for 2 minutes on each side just to get some browning. We are not cooking them through yet. You might need to cook the chicken in batches depending on your pot size. Once they are browned, remove the chicken and add the mushrooms with a splash of water, no oil here. Mushrooms are like sponges when they are dry, so that they will just absorb all of the oil, leaving the pan dry again. Instead, add some water and wait until the mushrooms collapse and release their own water content, stirring occasionally every minute or so. Once the pan is dry again and the mushrooms have shrunk, this needs about 5 minutes in total, add all of the vegetables with 10 grams of oil and a pinch of salt. Keep stirring every minute or so until the vegetables are soft and the onions start to caramelize. This might take a bit longer than usual because there is so much food in here. After about 6 to 8 minutes, when everything is browned, add the potatoes, give it a stir, then add back the chicken, a couple of fresh herbs like rosemary, 2 cans or 800 grams of canned crushed tomatoes, and 400 grams of vegetable or chicken stock. If you don't have store-bought stock, combine 400 grams of water with a broth powder or better than bouillon. I always have one of these in my pantry for a quick flavor boost. Add 2 tablespoons or 20 grams into the water and mix. Then carefully combine everything. It will fill the entire 24 centimeter pot. Bring it back to a boil, then reduce the heat to medium, cover with a lid, and let it simmer for 15 minutes. After that, remove the lid and let it simmer for another 15 to 20 minutes without the lid to reduce the sauce and concentrate the flavor until the potatoes are cooked through. After 30 to 35 minutes of simmering, you can check for salt and then remove it from the heat. To store this dish, I use meal prep containers I bought from Amazon. They are the perfect size in my opinion. A link is in the description. Evenly distribute the food of the pot into 5 containers, and don't worry about being perfect. The calories will even out over the week anyway, so you can just eyeball the serving sizes. Wait a couple of minutes until there is not a lot of steam coming out, then close in containers and store them in the fridge for 3 to 5 days or in the freezer for up to 3 months. One serving comes in at 547 calories, 58 grams of carbs, 18 grams of fat, and 44 grams of protein. I made a cookbook that helped me go from this to this without even thinking about being on a diet. 190 low-calorie, high-protein recipes from breakfast, lunch, or dessert, and even nutritional tables or protein sources. Everything you need is in here. And the best part is that I will constantly be updating the book with new recipes, and you will get every recipe update for free once you've purchased it. Join the thousands of people that already bought the book. The link is in the description.